notes talking about what life was like in the old days when I was young and how different it was. And today we're going to think about how it's different playing nowadays as a teenager to how it was playing as a teenager when I was young.
How did you play when you were a teenager?
So when I was a teenager, it was mainly about what to be with my friends. So I didn't really mind what I did as long as I was, with my friends. I think that's quite the same today, really. I used to just like hanging out with them and walking around, and I was happy as long as I was with them, really. But the main difference was it was harder to communicate with your friends when I was younger.
Yeah.
So we didn't have mobile phones in those days. And at home, you only use the house phone after a certain time at night when it was cheaper, and you couldn't use it all the time because that would block up the line for everyone else in the house. So we didn't talk to your friends a lot on the phone. So what I do in the evenings, when I was bored, I'd sit and write notes to my friends, and the next day in school we'd swap notes, and then that evening we'd go home and open up our notes and write another one to each other. So that was our version of texting, a slower version in the old days. So how do you communicate with your friends nowadays?
I usually text because I don't really like being on the phone or like really close to like people get notes.
Yeah, I would say they're both quite self-conscious like that, aren't they? I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I usually text them, and same as you, I just go out and see them.
Yeah.
Like on the weekends when I'm not in school.
Yeah.
And then I see them in school as well.
So it's a lot more instant for you nowadays, isn't it? Whereas I used to have to wait the next day to get my reply. Evening, after you've done your homework.
Yeah.
How do you normally like to play as a teenager?
I'm a big fan of video games, and I think a lot of teens are, because like they're a lot easier to access now. And I play on the PlayStation, and there's like so many other consoles and like laptops and all that you can game on. And there's a lot of like diversity in them. So because you can get like story games and like team games, and you can meet people on them and play with friends without needing like to be together.
Yeah.
So especially if you've got like friends like across the country, then you can just you can like be with them without being with them.
Yeah.
Because like texting and calling isn't the same.
It was really good during lockdown as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. But obviously they're quite different to the kind of games that you would have played.
Yeah, so I used to like gaming as well when I was younger. We had the Sega Mega Drive by the time I was a teenager, and we used to play mainly like 2D linear games like Aladdin, Lion King, Street Fighter, Sonic the Hedgehog. It's still going strong, isn't it? I know you played them before at Nanny's house because you still got the Sega Mega Drive and it's still working. But the big difference was you were playing mainly on your own, unless you're playing a two-player game, which was exciting when it had a two-player mode. And you're mainly playing with sisters and friends, take it in turns for your go. You couldn't play together, on online, which you can now, which is brilliant. Yeah, so definitely it's bonuses, but also you've got to be careful with that as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I wonder what other things are the same that I used to do as a teenager and you do as well. I wonder if you could think of any, like, you like roller skating, and I used to like roller skating. I think we're both like doing crafts, we can count that as play, making things and crafts. Oh, I did used to like going out on my bike, playing on my bike, but you don't do that so much, but your sister does. What about playing any other sports games like tennis or cricket on the beach and things like that?
Yeah. Don't do it so often now, but like I did like a lot for like childhood.
Yeah.
Like, we'd always bring
board games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you like it. Again, you don't do it all the time, but over Christmas or things like that, then you do like playing them. So some things have changed, quite a bit, and some things still quite alike. I think the main thing that's changed is that technology is available nowadays, but it's nice to see that teenagers are still playing.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think it's important because even though in a way there's less pressures now for kids, there's also more new ones that aren't that weren't there before. So it is important to have a space where you can just be yourself, and it doesn't matter what's going on.
Do stuff to play.
Yeah. With just forgetting all of the stresses and everything you've got to do, especially doing a jam, because I know I get quite stressed, and then I've got things when I go out and walks with friends or roller skating that I can just do that for the time being and not have to worry about it.
Definitely, you work hard, but it's important to have time to play and have fun too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Becca.